Hi, today I'd like to talk to you about a very common problem that stumps a lot of IELTS candidates, which is getting ideas as well as vocabulary for writing task 2. We're often asked in this part of the IELTS exam about things that we normally don't give much thought in everyday life. Things like environment, genetically modified food, housing crisis, healthcare costs, that kind of thing. And what's usually advised is reading a lot and doing exercises. This is in part what I'm going to show you, but I'm going to show you how to use unadapted material in a more methodical way so you achieve your results faster. And it's free, which is fantastic. So I'm showing you a magazine. It's called The Week Junior, aimed at middle schoolers, high schoolers, teens, which is great because language there isn't particularly complex, but it's also not primitive, which is exactly what we need as English learners. Even upper intermediate, even advanced learners might benefit from doing what I'm going to show you. This is the cover for the most recent issue, and just as an overview, what I like about this magazine is that it's got a lot of material about different topics. So politics, sport, news, environment, people, popular science, science and technology, all amazing sections. But what I particularly like is the big debate page, which is present in every issue. And this is great because it shows us two well-supported, well-researched points of view on a given topic. For example, in this issue, the big debate is about gene-edited food. And in a minute, I'm going to show you how we can use it. So I'm just going to show you this top page. Hang on. So what I suggest you do when you look at this page is you take a pen, read this background information, and go through it with a pen or pencil. And you find, as usual, you find collocations that you think might be good for your future essay. For instance, what I would underline here is so, for example, companies develop and sell gene-edited food. A law that allows better for you, which means healthier. Genetic modification, right? Adding genes, GM, GE, very interesting abbreviations. And what we also have to keep in mind is the big issue. So the big question, should we eat gene-edited food? Now, if you're the kind of person that likes keeping their vocabulary in a special place, you're more than welcome to make some notes with the collocations. For example, let's say develop gene edited food. What else might be useful later? GE food is a great collocation. Better for you. Add genes a law that allows, etc., etc. You're free to keep this vocabulary handy for when you need it. Now, what is extremely important here is, as I said, the well-researched, well-supported, hang on, debate. I'm talking about these two mini texts. What I like about them is that they're very condensed. There is nothing irrelevant, and you can choose a different color and go through it, finding arguments for and against. Typically, in big popular science magazines, it's harder because the articles are very big. There are experts, quotes, there's a lot of background information, etc., etc. What I like about it is that it's very, very condensed. It's what we need and nothing more. So let's look together at this yes, arguments for text. Humans have been altering plants and animals for thousands of years by breeding them carefully to boost certain characteristics. A peach from 4000 BC, for example, has 64 times smaller 64 times smaller and a lot less sweet than today's. How do you think Chihuahua dogs developed from wolves? GE just allows scientists to speed up the process. Okay, so we found the first argument for that gene-edited food is just speeding up the natural process. There's nothing unnatural about it. Is the natural next step to improve our food. Why would we not want crops and animals that can avoid diseases, vegetables that are bigger and tastier, or fruit that's healthier? Okay, that's another one. We want crops and animals that can avoid diseases, bigger and tastier vegetables, and fruit that is healthier. The world's population is growing and improving food production is a priority. GE food will have to go through testing before it's sold, so it will be perfectly safe to tuck in. Now, growing world population needs to be fed, right? And GE food is perfectly safe. Now notice that we are not underlining vocabulary, we are underlining main ideas. We'll get to vocabulary in a minute. So while we're at it, we might already start making notes. So arguments for developing and consuming gene-edited food are: so it's natural, therefore nothing to worry about, nothing to fear. 2, crops and animals are bigger, tastier, healthier. Next, growing population needs feeding. And 4, testing ensures safety. Right? So what we just did is we found the arguments for that you might use in your future training, in your future writing. And in case you get something similar, in case you get a similar topic during your IELTS exam, you're already going to be prepared without going through thousands and thousands and thousands of words in a bigger article. And with vocabulary that is tailored for this particular topic. Okay, let's do the same for against. So, GE is not the same as careful breeding over many years. We don't know enough about how it could affect different animals, plants on the environment. For example, it could cause extreme allergies. Okay, this is a very interesting idea. So, what we're going to underline is we don't know enough about it. It could cause health issues such as extreme allergies. David Bowles from the Animal Charity says GE could cause unintended changes with unpredictable effects. Very good collocations. We're going to underline them in a minute. He thinks using GE on animals is harmful. There is also nothing to stop us being to stop it being used to create custom-designed pets with exaggerated features, which can lead to suffering. Okay, this is another very good argument against. So creating custom-designed pets can lead to suffering. I suppose they're talking about those dog breeds, for example, with very short muzzles that have difficulty breathing, for example, or dogs like dachshunds with very short legs that have problems with backs and that are easily injured, unfortunately. Moving on. Other countries have spent lots of money developing GE technology and the results have not been successful. It would be better to spend money on helping people to afford the healthy food already on supermarket shelves. Let's see what we can underline here. So, better spend money on helping people in need, I suppose. Let's make notes, shall we? Our arguments against are not enough data, therefore GE food can be harmful for humans. Right? Can be used to breed pets that suffer. And 3, let's say, why not use money more wisely? Right? Now, after you read this part, you're free to check your ideas using this little cheat sheet. It's literally the points that are made above, just in an even more condensed way. This is what I love again about this page. It's just so straight to the point. It's beautiful. Now, let's go through it again with a pink pen and find some interesting collocations that we might need. So, imagine being able to eat raspberries and not having to worry about getting seeds stuck in your teeth. In the US, a company is developing seedless blackberries using GE. Okay, seedless berries, a very good example of genetically edited food. Buy tomatoes that contain a natural chemical that can help people feel calm. In England, the government hopes the new law will allow farmers to produce better crops. Great collocation. Produce better crops for eating and make farming more sustainable. Amazing. More sustainable farming. IELTS examiners love it. The law will eventually allow GE to be used on animals that people eat, like cows and pigs. Supporters say it could help farmers produce more food and make vegetables tastier and better for you. We've got it already. Others think it's unnatural and might cause problems for humans in the natural world. Okay, cause problems is another great collocation. So if you again like having everything written out, feel free to make notes on paper or in your note-taking app. That's up to you, but a lot of my students like having them written out. Now, alter plants and animals. Great. Careful breeding. Amazing. Boost certain characteristics. Natural next step. Avoid diseases. Growing world population. Improving food production. Go through testing. Tuck in, meaning bite, meaning eat it. What else have we got? Affect different animals, plants, or the environment. Unintended changes with unpredictable effects. I love it. It's just such a great phrase. I wouldn't come up with it on my own, to be honest. But reading it in an article, it just makes so much sense. Using GE on animals is harmful. Custom designed pets, exaggerated features, develop GE technology, results unsuccessful, blah blah blah, afford healthy food. Now you can use these ideas and the vocabulary which has specifically been tailored for this topic during your preparation. Let me show you how. So for instance, here I've got a task that I found on IELTS online tests.com. It asks about GM, genetically modified food, not genetically edited, but I'm pretty sure that a lot of arguments for and against might be used for both topics. So it says, to meet the growing needs of food for the increasing population, countries should make use of genetically engineered foods. However, some people believe that GM foods are not only unhealthy but affect the nature too. Do you agree or disagree about this? Agree about this? What a weird way to ask. Countries should make use. Disagree about this. Yeah, IELTS online tests isn't the most trustworthy site. Okay, so you can use the ideas that we found here in any kind of essay. For example, for agree or disagree, you are choosing your stance, give reasons. I suggest one reason, well-developed reason per paragraph. Then you introduce an opposite argument, and then you explain why you disagree with this argument. With advantages and disadvantages, you just express advantages, disadvantages, and decide which one outweighs what, etc., etc. So now that you've equipped with the ideas and vocabulary, you are going to use, you're going to feel much more confident. I highly suggest the Week magazine, the Week Junior magazine, for this exact reason. Not too primitive vocabulary, not too complex vocabulary, and this page is going to be your best friend. It's called The Big Debate. Yes, it's called The Big Debate, and it often tackles problems that appear at IELTS, such as school, the environment, psychology, children, etc., etc. So let me know in the comments if you found that useful.